It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. We're here to party. Today's actually the longest day of the year. I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's actually true.
Yeah, it's summer solstice.
Today is the summer solstice.
Which is nice because it's the most sunlight in the day, but it just reminds us that starting today, the days get shorter and we start slowly going towards the darkness again in winter. So winter is coming, everyone.
I'm not going to lie to you. I actually prefer, I hate the fact that the sun is up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's fucking annoying.
I love it.
I rather that than the cold of winter and like the.
I'm telling you right now. Listen,
get out
it's
of work.
2024. You have heat in the fucking house, bro. It's not cold, okay?
Yeah, but when you get out of work and like 5 o'clock and it's dark out and you're driving home in the dark,
I love that shit, bro. Fuck this fucking daylight shit. Fucking birds chirping and shit. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. By the way, I don't know if this can be monetized now. I said fuck a lot. Is it 30 seconds? I think it's the first 30 seconds. First minute, maybe?
I don't know. We're at 2 minutes. I don't know.
I think it's the first minute. You can't curse. And our intro is 53 seconds. Yeah. And I didn't curse within the first 7 seconds. I said my piece, then you said your piece, and then I said, get the fuck out of here. That had to have been at least a minute and a half.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll survive without the 11 cents.
Hey, I need that 11 cents, okay?
Some of us need it.
Wow. So I feel like it's been a really long time, but it really hasn't. A lot of interesting things going on within our group, right? So I sent out the suits for the wedding to all the groomsmen. Said, hey guys, this is the suit we're going with. And I felt like I got some positive feedback. And maybe not from everybody, because not everybody said anything, but I know TJ loved it. I know Anthony loved it. I know Jason loved it. Mike already got his suit. So Mike was moto about it. Say that again.
Me and TJ got to go. We're gonna make it a mandate. You come too, Nick. We'll make it a 3-hour mandate.
And then
nice.
Beers after.
And then our little group found, our little group found its little ray of sunshine in this cold world. And that ray of sunshine is known as Barks Root Beer Float Ice Cream.
I thought we were reviewing it. What are we doing?
Oh, we absolutely are.
Mine's gonna melt.
What? How do you have it already? We're starting this show with root beer float ices instead of beers?
We have to because they're gonna
melt.
You gotta lick the little lid too.
I'm not giving away any of this sweet nectar.
I mean, we could have just done it later, but okay.
No, I don't have a fridge.
We're all not sitting in a bar with fucking like that fridge is a fridge. It's not a freezer.
I don't have a fridge out here.
Freezer.
Just walk inside right to my freezer.
Yeah, my fridge is downstairs, guy.
I get it. You just put up that little graphic, like when somebody goes fucking crazy at Fox News.
We don't have that. That actually would be a good for review ice cream. But listen, I don't like giving away free, promotion. But I'll give free promotion to this. This is pretty good.
You can't get them at Lidl, by the way.
Not at Lidl.
So here's the funny story, right? I got these at another free promotion. I got these at Aldi, right? I went all the way to New Jersey to go get this because they don't have an Aldi in Staten Island. But I go to Aldi. I was off, it was Juneteenth. I was celebrating freedom and shit. And I go to Aldi in Linden, New Jersey. So TJ goes to Aldi as well, or what he perceives to be Aldi. And he's texting us all fucking angry, like, I can't fucking find them. This is bullshit.
They're all out.
I'm like, dude, they're not in the case. They're in the chest. You have to look in the chest.
I didn't flip out. I did not flip out. I sent the nervous. I don't see them text.
I go, they're in the chest. They're not in the wall. They're in the, there's a chest freaking freezer, and then there's a case freezer, like a closet freezer. They're not in the closet. They're in the chest. And then 5 seconds later, he goes, all right, I'm retarded. I'm in Lidl.
It's the same place.
Aldi's across the street. And it was like that scene in Wayne's
World.
It was like that scene in Wayne's World 2 where he goes to go stop the wedding, and Second Presbyterian Church is across the street from First Presbyterian Church, and they look identical, and they're staring at each other.
Special delivery.
But so here's my deal, right?
Wait, how'd you get yours so You didn't leave.
His wife loves him.
Magic.
I actually looked away for a second. I should have saw. Did she like slip it to you?
She threw it at me.
Oh, she threw it at you.
I'm not going outside.
Excuse me, sir. In this household, I do the slipping.
That's how we
I order the hand job.
You know, when Nick brought this to us, that this is the that this exists. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel like a root beer flavored ice cream, but this is really good.
I mean, this is how you make it big time in the podcasting industry. You just fucking eat ice cream on the hottest day of the year in everybody's face on YouTube and Twitter. I'm sorry about this.
Are you guys as concerned as I am that this is going to go away at some point?
It should.
Yeah, it's definitely because usually like those Aldis and Lidls, like it's a big dump off for products. They just buy it like it's almost like Costco. They buy it for a cheap price, stuff that might not have sold other places, overstock items, and then they put it out for a great price. Which, by the way, I think these were like $4 for 8 of them.
8 of them.
These were super cheap, man. I got 3 for $11.80 or something like that. 3 boxes for $11.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, they like
I'm not going all the way back to fucking Jersey. Get out of here! I got to get them all.
We could have got.
Dude, when I get me and my wife and son ice cream from the ice cream man, it comes out to like $16 now. So I can get 2 boxes of these for $8. We're good.
When I was a kid, there used to be obviously Edie's ice cream. If you live on the West Coast, it's called Dryers, but on the East Coast, it's called Edie's. They used to make a hot fudge sundae fucking thing. Wow, you just totally gave a plug to Millie Goats. That's dope.
No, it's concerning. Our viewership has gone up since we've been licking these things. It's like a fetish for people. The ASMR.
It had like this, because Edie's makes that slow churn joint. That fucking ice cream was amazing, and they discontinued it. And then for a bit, I was with Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs had a banana split fucking like thing that you could buy. They discontinued that. And I feel like every time I get a favorite ice cream, somebody fucking discontinues it. And I feel like this is one of those things where I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm going to eat this and only this for the rest of my life. And then they're going to get rid of it because why wouldn't they?
I'll tell you what, I was coming home from court in a suit, and it was such a hot day to wear a suit. And I stopped at the Aldi to get these, and I ate it in the car. It felt so refreshing. I can't wait to get home. First of all, they melted. I had to refreeze them because that's how fast it. That's
why I turned on the vent on in my truck so that they would like the cold air was coming up from underneath them.
No, I did too, but they were leaking.
I did eat 4 in the car on the way from the Aldi and Linden back to Staten Island.
Speaking of cold air, I did have to have an HVAC guy come out because yesterday my AC central air unit decided to absolutely shit the bed. That was fun.
It happened.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyway, my review is 10 out of 10. I know it's amateur. I know it's amateur hour. What did you go with 10 out of 10? But that was good. Who doesn't love root beer float too?
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 because I just wish it was bigger.
Yeah, but you got 8 of them in a box.
If I could get it in a fucking pint and use a spoon.
Oh, that would be pretty sweet.
I think that would be choice.
So I think for what this is, it's a 9 out of 10, right? It fills that gap between I want ice cream, but I also want a root beer float, but I'm too damn lazy to run to the store and get all the accoutrement to make it,
Yeah.
So I think this absolutely fills that gap. That's like, you know what?
The right ratio.
Oh, absolutely. So 9 out of 10 for me. Absolutely delicious.
I've had a root beer float since A&W. Remember A&W?
Oh my God. Dude,
they
A&W like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
I don't get root beer floats often. I'm not a child anymore, guys.
I don't even know what that fucking means.
Excuse us, I'm not a child anymore. Sorry, Rook. Sorry.
Where do you go get root beer floats anymore?
I make them in my.
It's called the grocery store. You buy a bottle of root beer and then a pint of ice cream, and you make a root beer float. It's. I understand you're a lawyer, but it's 2 ingredients. You get a spoon. You fucking kidding me?
I just thought.
You can get one at Carvel too.
Root beer float today.
You can get one at Carvel as well.
Huh.
I feel like if you're already at Carvel, you go for the full-fledged shake, unless it's Wednesday and it's probably getting free Sundays.
Have you noticed that Carvel has gone fucking wild and they got like some? I saw soft serve strawberry ice cream at Carvel the other day.
Oh, dude, they had they have coffee in the fall.
I was a kid, dude. They had Snickers. They had Snickers soft serve at one point. And
yeah, they had coffee in the fall, and I gotta say, a soft serve ice cream made into a coffee shake That just took it to a whole new level of like, all right, I get my sweets, I get my caffeine, it's over.
You know what? Carvel makes awesome ice cream cakes with the little chocolate crunchies in the middle, and then Fudgy the Whale. Fudgy the Whale is the best.
Dude, they make a strawberry.
How many Fudgy the Whales? Time out, Nick. How many Fudgy the Whales have you had since you went on a fucking A&W or non-root beer float hiatus? Okay, because if you had more Fudgy the Whales in your life than you've had root beer floats, you have an issue.
No. He's sitting there going, I'm a fucking grown up talking about Fudgy the Whale.
First of all, one.
Hey, Aunt, happy birthday. Did you guys give me the cake with the crunchies? No, this is bullshit.
Well, ice cream cake is different than Fudgy.
I'm a grown up. I deserve the crunchies.
Well, I have nieces and nephews, and of course I had a Fudgy the Whale cake since then.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I swear to God.
You heard it here first, folks. Okay, lawyers and root beer floats, they don't go together. Can't seem to manage the ingredients.
They do.
Yeah, and they actually sit there and say that, like, apparently root beer floats, like Grimace, for instance, are for children. You heard it, folks. Grimace is for children, and apparently the New York Mets, who are on a tear.
Well, Mrs. Met, to be fair.
Say again?
Mrs. Met, not all of New York Mets. It's for Mrs. Met.
Well, Met fans love. I won't say anything about except for Sal Licata, apparently. But fuck him. Who cares what he thinks?
I don't think that man has any joy in his life.
You know what? He's one of those. Here's the guy I follow on Twitter. I'm a courteous guy. So if you follow me, I'm going to follow you back unless you do something that deserves not being followed, right?
That's not true. I say shit all the time, and you still are my friend.
That's fair. That's fair. But there's a guy that I won't say his name because I don't want to fucking defame him on our show. But he's just the most negative Jets fan ever. Like he's the Jets fan that you signed somebody, and he's like, great. That guy's gonna die mid-season, and you're like, "Whoa, why? What?" Like we got Aaron Rodgers, and he was just like awesome. Like now he's gonna fucking deal crack and fucking rape women, and I'm like, "What? Like what are you talking?" But he's also a Mets fan.
I didn't know where he became Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
maybe not the crack part.
He's also a Mets fan, so he does it with the Mets too. And anytime the Mets do anything positive, he's just like, "I fucking hate this place." And I'm just like, you just like to be miserable, don't you? You're just like so angry. Like when we win, you're mad. When we lose, you're mad. Like, is there ever a time where you're content?
I guess when you're a Jets and Mets fan, you got to just be miserable all the time.
Not really.
So, but let's talk about.
You should just be used to the monotony and the all the other pieces that fit into place to make a shit organization.
But Ed, you had a video that we wanted to show.
We do. It's part of my question too, but I will show it.
Yeah. So this is what it's all centered around is this first pitch from
official podcast, Meet at the Apple. All right, Grimace, it's your pitch.
I'm not. And 50 Cent.
And much better than 50 Cent. And I just want to point out that baseball is the great equalizer. For those of you who are fans of other sports that go, baseball's not a real sport. Take your favorite athlete in whatever sport that is your favorite sport. Have them throw out a first pitch at a baseball game. And I guarantee you'll be like, oh my God, I completely did not know that Hulk Hogan can't throw a fucking baseball.
Sure.
And it's so many athletes. It's fucking crazy.
It's upsetting how many fucking celebrities and people like grew up apparently without dads or athletic moms. Like when you see the arm come back, like it's like, what the fuck is that? What is he about to do? Right, like okay, here comes a pitch from cricket, bowling.
Right here, that's it. And
it makes no sense.
And you know what? That makes me so much more proud of that 2001 World Series where President Bush with the bulletproof vest on and the eagle flying down threw a fucking strike at Yankee Stadium.
Through a seed.
Especially when you're looking at like somebody like fucking 50 Cent and his terrible, terrible toss. I think we've seen cameramen get their cameras broken. We've seen cameramen get hit in the balls.
Get hit in the ball. Gary Delabate had one of the worst ones from the Howard Stern show. That was like the one that everybody went to since the 90s. Because dude, like, I don't even, it somehow went backwards, I think.
So So Grimace throws out the first pitch. He had a left-handed glove on his left hand. When we say left-handed glove, we mean a glove for a person that throws left-handed, so it goes on their right hand. So he had a left-handed glove, which would go on his right hand, and he had it on his left hand. I don't know if Mr. Met is a lefty or Mrs. Met is a lefty, and they just
have one problem.
Yeah, they needed a cartoonishly large glove to fucking fit Grimace. What I don't understand is why would you pick a left-handed? Because most people are right-handed. That made no sense at all.
Well, they saved on the product, right? Like they're like, who's gonna buy this fucking prop left-handed glove? Nobody wants this shit. Here come the Mets. Hey, what's up? We'll take it.
But so Grimace throws out the first pitch, and the Mets have been on a tear since. And good for them. I mean, they're still in like fourth place, but good for them.
There's still 3 games in the 500. They're 7-1 over the last 8 games. So you tell me how bad of a situation they were in prior to the Grimace thing. So
yeah, they're in fourth place behind Washington, which is kind of surprising. I'm surprised that Washington's not in the basement. Is there the Miami Marlins? If they ain't cursed, I don't know what. Like since 2003, they've been absolute shite, just not good at all.
Playoffs in 2020 though, so they have a down there. Yeah,
I just want to point out to Met fans that in a decade, and when I say a decade, I mean like from 2000 to 2009. That's 10 years. That's a decade. So when I say decade, I mean like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, 2000s, the aughts. I guess they're called the aughts, the teens, and now we're in the 20s. We're in the roaring 20s again. The Mets have never made the playoffs more than twice in any of those spans. And I think they already made the playoffs twice since the 20s started. Did they?
So they, what was it? The only time they had consecutive playoffs was 99 and 2000.
But they've never made it twice in a decade.
No, twice a decade. I think they made 2015 because they went to the World Series that year, and then they made 2022 when they got swept by the. They didn't swept. I'm sorry, they went 2-1 against the Padres.
I think they made it twice already in the 20s. And history kind of says for Mets fans, I'm sorry, but I don't think you guys are making the playoffs for the rest of the decade.
Wait, what? They didn't. Not in 2020, not in the shortened season. They didn't in 21.
Wow. Imagine not making the playoffs in the shortened season when they allowed everybody to make the playoffs.
And dude, imagine a Canadian team not winning the Stanley Cup when they were handed the quarterfinals. Like literally your entire country is only going to play each other. So one of your teams is getting to the quarterfinals of the Stanley Cup finals, and they didn't win that year. You know how ridiculous? They all could have gotten together and been like, listen, one of us is doing it. Can't keep letting these dirty Americans take our cup.
Well, that was the year the Canadians beat the Golden Knights, who were heavily favored in that finals, in the Western Conference Finals. And then they lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Canadians.
The same.
Canadians. The Habs.
The Habs, yeah.
But the Mets are on a tear. Good for them.
Absolutely.
They need a couple more
to make fun of them.
They need a couple more tears to be relevant this season.
Whoa! Don't be liberal with that use of tears because we know that team, and when they tear something, they do it big.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say that was funny because last week we were here. We were talking about how the Yankees were doing well and the Mets weren't, and then it's totally flipped because the Yankees have not done too well since last week.
They're 5-5 in the last 10.
Can we calm down though?
No, I'm just saying they lost today. They got blown out today.
I get it, but it's like ebbs and flows, right? You're going to go up and down. It is what it is. I mean, what do you want them to win? 20 in a row and be the A's? Mediocre anyway? Like, who gives a shit? But the negativity, dude, as soon as I pop up my phone and I have to read like these negative ass articles from these fucking absolute asshole clowns who never played the sport in their lives in New York sports media, write these articles about how the fucking Baltimore Orioles are just a better team than the New York Yankees and Yankees have to get used to it. It's like, nobody has ever said that. People in Baltimore don't even think that. They're like, nah, man.
True. People in Baltimore told me today, we're here to stay. I'm like, I watched this movie before, dude. 2012 to 2014, you guys were a half decent fucking team. And then you guys, again, too big for your britches. Oh, we're here to stay. We got it going on, blah, 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 blah. And then nothing happened for fucking 8 to 10 years. So,
I mean, their team is forever in rebuild mode, just like their city.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
and then Baltimore fans try to sit there and talk shit about New Yorkers. I'm fairly certain the Orioles had to play a game with no fans at all because of the animals that live in fucking Baltimore. I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah, it did happen. I was gonna say the Not that I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not like negative like the people on who want like every single Yankee designated for assignment if they have one bad game. But I just think it seems to be that it's like a little glaring that whenever they do have this little swoon of where they're not playing well, it's against like over 500 teams. The Dodgers, the Orioles, who else they had trouble? And they had trouble with the Red Sox over the weekend. That was just weird. But you know, they've been having trouble with certain teams, which is concerning.
It's not though. 162 games. It's
well,
a week here, a week there is
the postseason. You're going to be seeing these teams. So
right. I understand, but I think we all agree that the Yankees, if the Yankees aren't there at some capacity, it's a problem, right? I think you can kind of predict from here, unless something catastrophic happens, the Yankees are going to be in the mix. And unfortunately,
they definitely are.
The rest, the whole season essentially is just make the playoffs and try not to burn yourself out and get people injured. Like that's what the season legitimately shakes out to be. So talking postseason baseball this early in the year, and I understand like we just hit the summertime, right? It's just insane. It's fucking crazy to be looking that far ahead and be like, oh, this is the team. It's like how many times, dude, especially with the wild card playing game bullshit, like. The Yankees could fucking miss winning the top seed in our division by a game and barely make the wild card game, and you'd still fucking have people running around screaming the sky is falling. We're not ready for this. We can't handle this fucking game. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing about baseball that irks me is the 162 games is too long of a season, and 40% of the year doesn't mean shit.
The only reason that the 162 games is too long is because these owners decided to make the playoffs to the point where almost everybody makes it. If only two teams made the World Series at the end of the season, or 4 teams made the playoffs, right? You had
every game would matter.
If you had an ALCS and an NLCS, and then you won the pennant and went to the World Series, the season wouldn't be too long because you would be fighting tooth and nail to be one of those two teams. Every game would essentially be a playoff series in September. Every single series in September would be a playoff series. You just wouldn't be playing the other teams. You would just be playing your schedule. So they just allowed too many people to make the playoffs. That's it. They did what the NBA and what the NFL and what the fucking NHL did, where everybody makes the playoffs. And again, the problem with everybody making the playoffs is that mediocre teams or bad teams will make the playoffs, and their ownership will justify the fact that they don't need to improve the team by saying, well, we made the playoffs. Like, who fucking cares? You and fucking half the other, like the NBA is notorious for it. How many times did the Knicks get bounced out in the first round and Dolan go, well, we don't need to spend more money. We made the playoffs. We don't need to entice somebody to come over. We made the playoffs. And what has it yielded in 25 years that they haven't been good since what, 1998?
Yeah, and the thing at 99, what's the
99.
That was a shortened season too, though. But and you think about it too, with the 162 games, like most of my life, my watching baseball, it's always been 4 teams made the playoffs until recently, right?
Yeah.
Prior to that, 40s, 20s, 30s, it was only 2 teams. The World Series.
It was 2 teams till 1995.
Till 1995, which it was crazy in my mind because I didn't even know that. Like as a kid growing up, I just always assumed there was always 4 teams on each side.
Yankees won the first wild card in 1995.
Yeah,
first wild card.
Which is insane. And that was after the strike in '94. So the collective bargaining and everything like that probably made changes to make the four teams on each side. But I mean that's crazy to think about. Like it's only been around since then. So 162 games, obviously never going to have it shortened because it's just not what they're going to do, and MLB not going to lose money. But it would be better for them to have a product that's probably only 80, 90 games. So like you're not just constantly watching the same thing where you're the best team's going to lose 62 to 70 games. I
can't sit there and like budget time for Yankee games as if they're important because they're just not.
No, but
not yet at least.
Baseball, you know what's great about baseball is if there's nothing to do, I can always throw on the game and it's on. It's not like hockey or basketball where I have to guess if they're playing and I'm like, fuck, they're not playing. So now like I had nothing to do and I still have nothing to do. And it's not like football where it's like you bust your nut in one fucking day and then that's it. Like you've got nothing for the rest of the week. You're just sitting there like, especially if you don't watch the other games. Because quite frankly, like if it's a Monday night game and it's the fucking Commanders or against the Panthers, do I give a shit?
Not even a little bit.
They're just not, that's not good football. So it's like, why do I care?
The problem too for the MLB, I think obviously they're losing like viewership and losing fans. They're saying how like baseball's dying, but they kind of do it themselves. 162 games, right? You feel like when we watch a Ranger game, right? The Rangers play on Monday. They have a great game, and now you're just amped up. Like, now I can't wait to watch the next game. The next game doesn't come until Friday. When you watch a baseball game, they play well. Like they played well Monday night, right? They played well against the Orioles. The next game, all right, they have an extra inning game, kind of like whatever. Then today they lost 17-0. Like, are you gonna do I have to watch tomorrow again and see if they're gonna lose or not? Like, you don't have to tune in every single game. It's 162 games. It's insanely long.
Yeah, but that's not why they're losing viewership. They're losing viewership because baseball is a game that's passed from father to son. And when dad spends zero time with his kid, he ain't watching fucking baseball. That's what it comes down to. I'm a Yankee fan because my father's a Yankee fan because his father's a Yankee fan. If you don't know what sport your dad watches because he's at work more than he's with you, then you don't watch baseball. Because you learn about baseball in Little League with your dad. You learn about football and basketball in the street with your buddies in the street. And that's why if you watch the two sports and how they're played, right? Kids that play basketball and football act like assholes at the professional level. And there's expected respect at baseball because your father taught you how to play baseball. You learned how to play football and basketball in the street where there was no adult to tell you not to do that. And and it's the same thing with hockey. Hockey, you learn from your dad. Like your dad takes you to practice and watches you. When you do something stupid, your dad pulls you to the side and is like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but I also think generational like attention spans have gotten shorter. So 162 games is a lot harder to pay attention to than an 80 or 16 or 17.
I agree with you to that degree, but I also think that
attention spans. It's just people don't want to be bothered.
I think
it has nothing to do with an attention span. You know what I mean?
Like it's where they could tell people to suck their dick and not be hurt for it. Seriously, kids like that. Kids like to watch circumstances where they can be complete assholes and somebody protects them from the ramifications of their actions. And that's why they like football and basketball, because if I tell my opponent to suck my dick in either one of those sports, if he hits me, the referee is going to stop him. In baseball, if you do something stupid like that, you're going to get one in your fucking ear, and there's probably nothing going to happen to the guy that did it to you. And then you got to fight him. If you really want to do something, you have to fight that guy.
And you have to beat the catcher out to the mound.
I never thought about that.
And it's the same thing in hockey. You can't run your mouth in hockey. Someone will break your teeth.
Unless you're the Florida Panthers, and then they'll just reward you for like assholes like Bennett running around like an idiot.
But kids today really love, like, look at social media where people are Twitter tough guys. They love that. They really do love it. That's why they flip bats now, because that's their way of telling their opponent to suck their dick.
Dude, I'm just saying.
You see some of these guys literally stop jumping up and down so that they can do something to humiliate the other team.
Dude, the fact that we live in an age where I understand this is sad and all, but like then again, at the same time, it's like kind of good that shit can happen, dummy. I don't know if you guys remember this. Like this guy literally, like this punk teenager talks shit to some fucking like grown ass man in the Midwest on like Call of Duty or something like that. And the guy was like, all right, motherfucker, I'll fix you. He got his IP address, drove through the night to his house, and fucking shot him in the morning. It's like, that's what you fucking get. You fuck with the wrong people. That's life. Well, the end of yours.
So I actually was going to say video games, two kids love saying like fucked up shit on the internet.
Dude, like that's what I'm saying. You want to be anonymous and start talking shit to some random person who may have just lost his job and his wife and has nothing to live for other than Call of Duty, and then he drives through the night to fucking exact revenge, not for nothing. That would be a great movie. Like a weird reverse John Wick where like it's like the first hour is Call of Duty footage and then 30 minutes of driving through the Midwest and cornfields and then a 5-minute payoff at the end.
I don't feel like Call of Duty would want that because then it makes it look like all the parents whose kids play Call of Duty, like your kid's gonna get murdered because he acts like an asshole on the internet. Like,
I mean, listen, if you raise an asshole, shit happens.
Listen, I know a few assholes that scream at kids because they can't find ice cream in fucking Lidl because it's at Aldi.
It's never happened. You guys are just making stuff up. I was very calm and cool and collected because the fucking Aldi is across the street from Lidl.
You're right. And Rick's
more about a shirt. You're the one.
You know what's hilarious?
Where are they? He's like Batman. Where is she? Where's Rachel? Where's the bar?
He was sitting there like fucking Michael Scott going, where are the turtles? Where are they?
Where's the bar?
You guys have me pegged completely wrong. I don't understand where all this rage and anger comes out in supermarkets. It doesn't happen. Okay?
Not
Never.
in the supermarket.
No. Costco, yes. 100%. 100% Costco, yes.
I'll defend you on that. That line at Costco is completely unruly, and people need to get their fucking shit together.
Dude, it should be like survival of the fittest. Like once you go into Costco, you're now in like a different country with different rules. And if if I take somebody out in Costco, I gain their membership and like the rights to anything they've purchased. Right? Like it should be like a feudal system. Like I fucking storm their castle, I take their land, I took their shopping cart, their family has to pay for it. I stuffed grandma in the fucking freezer next to the 7 gallons of cookie dough that everybody buys and nobody makes cookies with. Let's fucking call it what it is, folks. Okay? That cookie dough goes in the fridge and there's a spoon in it. And if for everybody out there that's fat like me, respect. Okay. You never done it?
So the NBA
You're disrespect me again like that with fucking NBA talk after I'm talking about cookie dough from Costco. You son of a bitch. Now I'm out. I'm tuning out for this shit.
The NBA this season is finally over with the Boston Celtics having secured their 18th NBA championship since Jim Naismith invented the easiest game ever. Good for them, I guess. I don't really. I'm not overly invested in basketball. I root for the Knicks because I'm from New York, and I root for the Knicks. They're New York's team.
I usually tune into like the finals, like just to watch it, like just to have something to watch. It was one. Like I didn't watch all of them, but it wasn't because it wasn't competitive. Like I would turn it on. By the time I turned it on, the game was already in hand.
That's been the last two with the Celtics, hasn't it? Or not the two overall, but the last two with the Celtics in it. They kind of came and went. The finals did, and it was just like, all right, they're over. Great.
When they lost to the Warriors, the Warrior one there was a little bit more competitive than this one.
Yeah.
This one was a joke. They destroyed them. In the one game Boston lost, they lost by like 30, and they didn't even care because they're up 3-0. And they're going back home to lead 3-1. It was a joke. It was terrible.
Wait, were they on the road when they lost that game?
Yeah, they lost the game in game 4.
And they won it, and then they won it at home. They lost that shit on purpose.
Of course they lost. They lost by 30, 40 points.
They did that shit on purpose. By the way, I don't like Boston. Fuck Boston. I hope the city burns to the ground. But the coach for the Celtics seems like a really fucking great guy. Just like a really great guy. I've been seeing a lot of Knicks trade, conversation. People talking about bringing KD to the Knicks. I'm kind of against it just because of how he did with the Nets. Doesn't seem like he can handle New York. And the Nets are in Brooklyn. They're not even playing at the Mecca.
And it's not getting KD if that was on the Warriors anymore. He had too many injuries. Not as good as he was.
It's not OKC KD.
No, not even the one he was in the Warriors. He's like one of the best players in NBA.
Somebody said they need to change his name to just K because he plays no D.
Yeah, that too. I mean, he's not what he is anymore. I mean, he can still score, but yeah, you're not getting defense from him. If you want just a pure scorer, you probably get. It'd be like bringing Carmelo Anthony back, pretty much.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I do love me some Carmelo, but definitely not. It's definitely not helping you today.
Yeah.
So it just. I don't see how KD helps today. There's a lot of conversations about who would come or whatnot, but I'm not ingrained enough in the NBA world to try and figure out like who would help this team today. I think health would help this team the most.
Yeah, I mean, if they stayed healthy, I think they would have. I don't know. They wouldn't have beaten Boston, but they would have given a better shot than.
And I think Kendrick Perkins said that. He's like, if these Knicks are healthy, they beat Boston and then slap around the Mavericks.
Dallas. I don't know if they would have beat Boston. Boston's a very good team. They have very good players there.
I just saying what Kendrick Perkins said. That's what he said.
Well, Kendrick Perkins is not that I like Kendrick Perkins. I don't hate him, but he's like the one analyst that was actually supportive of the Knicks throughout the season. So I'm not hating on Kendrick Perkins at this point, but I mean, I disagree with the whole.
Wait, you mean to tell me that alleged NBA Knicks fucking super fan Stephen A. Smith didn't believe they could win?
No, he did not. I don't think he did. But I will say there's like, if you go on Twitter, there's like every other day, there's like 1,000, like from different, The Athletic or the Bleacher Report, giving all these fake mock trades to the Knicks, and they're just absolutely ridiculous.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever I see anybody reference Bleacher Report, it triggers my memory of what Bleacher Report used to be where it was basically a website where anybody could post any article that they wanted to write themselves. And like, it didn't have to be remotely credible or anything like that. So whenever I hear, a Bleacher Report, and they try to make it sound like it's credible, I'm like, you mean the website that used to let it's basically Twitter, but in a long format?
Yeah.
Nah, you work for Bleacher Report. You're not a real journalist. You just work on fucking MySpace, but like for journalism.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on.
Let's start talking about hockey while TJ is gone.
Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Barclay Goodrow.
No, I was gonna say, I know he went. I thought he was gonna get his gun to go shoot you, Nick, because you cut him off on the
timeout.
Pull the Call of Duty guy.
There's one thing I don't joke about. It's gun safety. Okay, I would never shoot Nick. I'd stab him. It's more personal.
That's so true. Nobody ever accidentally stabbed somebody. If you stab somebody, that shit was legit. The only people that ever actually accidentally get stab themselves because they're running with the fucking knife or they're gesturing with a knife they shouldn't be fucking playing with. But never once did anybody go like, I'm gonna stash and gash, cut into the hole in your ass, and stab like 6 people standing around them by accident.
They shouldn't have been standing there.
Barclay Goodrow has been waived by the New York Rangers.
Done dirty, according to many in the NHL. Has been done dirty, and a lot of people are in full support of Chris Drury. And I got to tell you, while I appreciated Barclay Goodrow as a Ranger, and I appreciated especially this year in the playoffs that effort that he brought, because he was essentially the only person with any credibility going down the stretch. Like, oh, all right, well, this guy fucking showed up.
8 goals, I think, right?
Yeah, dude, like insane. However, the ridiculousness of the NHL just handing people fucking no trade clauses and no move clauses, and I get a list of teams that I'll go to. Fuck you. The Rangers, Chris Drury was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put him on waivers, and then the Sharks are just gonna pick him up, and they're gonna give a qualifying offer because that's what we're gonna do. Because the Sharks are on his list of I'm not going there. Well, yeah. I guess you are. So I mean, you know what? I not to be a spiteful prick to Barclay Goodrow, but at the end of the day, I'm a fan of a team that I want to get better. So whatever business decisions that team has to make, however ruthless and bad taste it might be, if you get me one step closer to a cup, I don't fucking care. You could tell me that the Rangers fucking team bus ran through a fucking, I don't know, kids with disabilities going to fucking Disney for the first time. If they brings us the cup, I can accept things, okay? You fucking look at me like that. You guys are both sitting there shaking your heads like, oh, no. But in the fucking anonymousness of the nighttime, if some weird, strange dude knocked on your door was like, dude, press this button, the Rangers get a cup. What's going to happen when I press a button? A whole bunch of kids aren't going to be very happy. I guarantee you in the anonymousness of that situation, you guys both hammer that button.
No, but here's the deal though, right? Because
I fucking lie, Rook, you prick.
I've seen that fucking movie. It's called The Monkey's Paw, all right? And that's basically what fucking the ranch was, a monkey's paw, where you think good stuff's happening, and then you find out that your kid is one of the kids that the bad things are happening to, and you're like, no! Like my luck, it would be my nephew.
Someone doesn't take the bus.
What's the movie with the guy, the stranger, and he comes to the button, he's like, hit it to get $1 million.
Pretty sure it's like the button or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's just a thing. That's a thing that's stolen from the monkey's paw.
Yeah,
they hit the button.
They find the monkey's paw, and it's like this, and he makes a wish. And it goes down, and then his son dies. Yeah, that's fucking.
The button is that movie. The button. I forget who was in it. Yeah, it was like the guy shows up. Is like, all right, you can either have $1 million, but if you press the button, you get $1 million. But something irreversible happens to somebody in your family.
Yeah, that's
like the whole catch-22. It's a catch-22.
Was like the guy fucking couldn't fucking pay his rent or his mortgage or something like that, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll make a wish on the monkey's paw. He makes the wish that he wins like $1 million, and his son dies, and the settlement is $1 million. So he got the $1 million, but his son died.
Rook, by the way, don't Google videos of monkey paw because it's not that movie. It's a weird move where you kind of move your hand like this and jamming it. Never mind.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where it's the same thing where the monkey.
It is the same thing, dude. Well, it's all based around the what's it called? It's a Catch-22 is the same deal.
It's like the monkey's paw thing is older than that.
Maybe
because monkey's
possibly,
paw
but
like 18 something. Catch-22 came out in like 1963.
Well, I'm gonna say like the basis of the Ghost Rider storyline is that. Like, yeah, I'll save your dad, and then now you're the Ghost Rider, and he dies from something totally different the next day.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And now you're the Ghost Rider forever.
Cancer, and he gets hit by a fucking bus or something.
Yeah. No, he some shit. I forget what movie was okay. Nicholas
His bike
Cage.
flips over and hits his dad, but his dad doesn't die from cancer.
Yeah, right. Right. His dad's not dying anymore, and then he goes out to do a stunt, and like something goes horrifically wrong, and he's standing there watching as his father dies.
Yeah.
And that was our review of Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage.
Good movie. Sam Elliott's in that fucking movie. Yeah.
He is.
So hockey, there's a short list. I saw the top 5 people that the New York Rangers should pursue. And on that list was former brief New York Ranger, arguably the best American to ever play hockey. Arguably. Don't crucify me. Arguably. And I don't know why, but the name escapes me right now. I have the fucking face, but I just lost it.
Patrick Kane.
There we go. I was like, in my head, I'm like 88. Stop saying Nash. I'm like, it's a white guy name. What the fuck is it?
Yeah, dude.
Nash. It's gotta be Kane.
Please explain to me, like, the rationale behind, like, these people think because he scored a fucking handful of goals for Detroit that all of a sudden this is a huge resurgence. Did you see his fucking plus minus?
I think it's called Detroit.
Like, it's ridiculous. Why the fuck would anybody want to sit there and think that you're going to build a fucking team around a guy that has maybe a year or two left? Like, look at Blake Wheeler, assholes. Please, feel free, take a look. That guy went, like 30 games until he finally scored a goddamn goal, and then he got hurt. He took all his effort to fucking score that goal, and he blew a tire, and that was it. Right? Like, let's stop acting like you can get fucking... You could squeeze blood from a stone, right? That's essentially what we're trying to do. We're trying to take something that was a diamond at some point, and then through years of use and abuse, it's left this little fucking ground down piece of shit. And then we're going to take that and we're going to build a Stanley Cup team around the fucking... Like, why? Because you can score a couple goals? Guess who scored a shit ton of goals this fucking season? Mika Zibanejad. What the fuck did he do in the playoffs? Absolutely nothing.
Why would you?
Guess who scored a whole bunch of goals in the regular season? Panarin. Guess what happened the last 2 series of the playoffs? Absolutely nothing. 0 goals. A couple of assists. And again, people are like, oh, you can't say he didn't do anything. He didn't do what we needed him to do. He's there to score goals.
He had 1 goal with 2 minutes left in that last game where they were down 2-0.
Dude, that shit doesn't count. My TV was off before then.
I'm kidding.
Like, it's... Why the fuck would people want to give money to Patrick Kane now? I don't understand. These are the same people that'll sit there and shit on fucking Brennan Hoffman like, oh, just trade him. He'll never be good in the NHL. You fucking saw him for like all of 2.5 periods. How the fuck do you know? You know what I do know? I know that Patrick Kane is an old man when it comes to hockey standards. I know that he's not going to score fucking 35, 40 goals. He's not going to do it for the Rangers. And I sure as shit know he ain't going to play fucking 80 games and then ride out a playoff with 25, 30 points. It's not going to happen. Like, it's just not. The years with him in Chicago is over 10 years ago when they won those cups. Like, cut the fucking shit. I don't get it.
So that short list of potential Rangers.
Is Brady Tkachuk on there?
I don't believe I saw him on that. But I saw what's his face.
Was Zegras on it?
From the say again.
Jonathan Marchessault.
Yes, he was on it. So was the fucking guy from fucking Carolina that got traded from the fucking Penguins.
Gensel. Toffoli was on it.
Gensel was on the list. He was number
Toffoli.
2. Wait, who said that again?
Toffoli and Max Domi.
Max Domi. Are you looking at it right now?
No, I looked at. I read the exact same thing you read.
Yeah, Max Domi. Yeah, and Toffoli were on it. I think that was the 5.
And there was one other person. I don't know who it was.
What it was Kane, Gensel, Toffoli, Max Domi, and Marchessault.
Marchessault, yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't know if Max Domi is built. I don't know if Max Domi is built for New York City.
Not his father.
He's not his dad, and everybody forgets his dad was only here for like 2.5 years. Not even.
I would welcome Gensel though. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I think. I think
would be the best one. I don't know if they have money to pay him though.
No.
Well, getting rid of Goudreau helps.
That's
it
all.
doesn't get you there.
Yeah, but you still got to replace. You still got a defenseman too. Like you can't just. It's not just a forward you need. You know, you need a better defense.
Let's be honest though, the defense wasn't really that much of an issue, other than Trouba. Even Fox.
You got Jones sitting waiting in the wing.
That's true.
Fox on one knee was better than Trouba with allegedly a broken ankle. I'm sorry. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I do not believe he had a broken fucking foot. Just based off of the way he would hit the ice and stand back up. You could tell that Fox, there was something wrong with him. There was a delay in everything that he was doing.
It was his side to side. His side to side movements were terrible. How many pucks left his side of the ice at the blue line in the offensive zone because he just didn't get there, or when he got there, wasn't in a position to actually use his stick to make a play because
and he had a torn MCL or a torn meniscus.
That is an MCL.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I can understand playing through that because you actually, once you tear your meniscus, you can't get worse. That's it. Like you technically don't need your meniscus to do everything that you do. It assists doing everything.
It's side to side motion, right?
Yeah,
it stabilizes your. It doesn't let you. Right.
Yeah.
It's not going to prevent you if you tear it. It's not going to prevent you from doing anything. You just can't do it as good.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
As opposed to an ACL where you're like, yeah, you ain't fucking moving that leg anymore. It's done. Goodbye.
Yeah, if you break an
MCL,
you need it done immediately. You can't
an MCL, you can tear it and play the rest of your whole fucking season on one MCL. We played with a kid, Kevin, tore his meniscus and played the rest of the season.
What's funny is I know somebody that tore their ACL and they were like, we played street ball, and he's like, oh no, like I can goof around. He goes, but the second I try to do anything with like intention, there's nothing behind it. He's like, and that's what they say. You have no explosiveness left once your ACL is gone. You can't use your muscles to fucking explode using that pivot point, which is your knee, which essentially ends any running, jumping, side to side, up and down. You're fucked.
Right.
So, well, listen, Fox gave a good effort. I mean, he wasn't the best, but it's forgivable. Obviously, he was injured. Trouba being injured, bullshit. I think the Rangers do something that would be ridiculous to do, but I think you ripped the fucking C off his shirt. Like, that was a failed experiment.
The reason why I don't think he broke his ankle is if he broke his ankle and you're the New York Rangers, you're saying you go on the LTIR and we get $8 million of cap right around the trade deadline. Like, why would you not have done that?
So
if he was self-centered enough to keep it to himself and continue to hurt the team, then you definitely take the C off his fucking shirt.
So just to clarify, so Fox had an MCL sprain. A meniscus and an MCL are two different things. Yeah, your meniscus is in the front of your knee, kind of by your patella tendon.
Okay.
Your MCL is actually on the side of your leg.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say it's on the outside of your leg, which I can imagine if you fucking like, as a person that's pulled like every single fucking ligament on my I pulled every muscle on my LCL when I dislocated my kneecap. If you pull a muscle on either side of your fucking knee, that is not fun at all. Like so I can imagine Adam Fox was in quite a bit of pain having strained that. But again, you're right. Put in a good effort. I just don't believe Trouba was injured at all. Fucking shenanigans.
I don't believe it. I honestly don't.
Just watch the clip of him flying into the fucking boards and how quickly he stands up. There's no way unless he's from crack. I've seen crackheads get hit by cars and get up slower.
But the funny thing is too, he said something like where his doctor said that he broke his ankle in a place where like it won't affect you. I think, how do you have a broken ankle when it won't affect you skating?
Well, that's the other thing though. Dude, if you have like technically a broken ankle, you could have like a little chip on the bone, and that's a broken ankle. Same thing as a hairline fracture. When people say hairline fractures, do you understand what a fucking hairline fracture is?
No, I know what that is, yeah.
But like, you can get a hairline fracture and not even know. The reason these fucking people know is because they get fucking doctors to look at them every day on payroll for free. So you could have a hairline fracture in your everyday life and falling while fucking mowing the lawn, and you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, oh, I'm an idiot. Give me another beer. Fuck it.
That's true. So yeah, fucking Jacob Trouba, like, take the C off the motherfucker, send him Send them wherever. Send them to.
I think we all agree, though. We could all come together and agree that we are all pulling for the Oilers, big time.
Absolutely, because of the oil cans.
Greatest comeback ever if they pull it off.
They found her, by the way.
I know, and she does not. She looks so much better in viral video. Maybe because they were out, but like they interviewed her on Spit and Chicklets, and I'm like, that's the same chick.
Yeah,
she had a face.
I don't know. Nothing wrong with her face, but it wasn't. I don't know. For some reason, in the video that went viral on Twitter, like she's got like fucking top tier like movie fucking star like smile and everything going on, and then they talk to her, and it's like, oh, she's just a regular chick.
To be fair, they showed her face for probably a tenth of a second.
Yeah,
you know what? I didn't notice until like the 13th time I watched it that she had a face.
Exactly.
But no, I'm not trying to make fun of her. She's still a pretty girl, but everybody on the internet was like, oh, that's really her. Like everybody kind of double took for a second, like because I think the hugeness of what went down, and they were huge. The hugeness of what went down overshadowed.
Yeah,
overshadow what you actually look like.
They asked her on Spit Chick, it's like, how do we know it's you? And they're like, well, there's one way you can do it.
Dude, I'm just saying, if the Oilers come back and win, does she get paraded topless around Edmonton?
I think she has to at that point.
You have to let her hold the cup topless.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's wow.
Right?
At that point.
Your hands are tied. It's like, listen, everybody in Edmonton, keep the fucking kids inside.
Yeah, my hands are tied.
Yeah, right.
I never touched them with my hands.
Are you done? Because I'm tired of holding this.
That's what she said.
There's always got to be one Wayne's World reference, at least one.
I don't think we have any fight. Well, I already had one when I said that you walked into fucking second Presbyterian.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't think we have anything with regard to football. Let's get into the 5 questions that Anthony has in 5 minutes. Go.
Rook's 5. All right. So we had already. We showed it before. I'll show it again. 1 second. Let me pull it on up.
Official podcast. Meet at the Apple. All right, Grimace. It's your pitch.
Grimace coming out with the Mets this week. And we also had a NASCAR race where the driver dressed as the Hamburglar and had a vehicle decked out the Hamburglar. So now you see a lot of McDonald's in sports. My question is, if you guys in a fight between Grimace and the Hamburglar, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Hamburglar. He's been to jail.
Grimace.
He has fucking clearly the Hamburglar is a fucking criminal.
Yeah, and he got caught, so he's not a good criminal.
Exactly. So he's got that jail body.
And he's got to survive prison. And
give me the Grimace every day of the week.
What is Grimace? What is he supposed to be? Like a purple nugget?
Brian Mullins in a purple shirt.
That's a very racist question, and I will not be a part of it. Okay? You need to be accepting of people that look differently than you. Okay? Yeah, it's because he's purple and pear-shaped.
He's a CPA, all right? He's Brian Mullins in a purple shirt.
What is he supposed to be?
Who the fuck knows, dude?
Gumdrop,
dude, honestly, like the Grimace was created because somebody grimaced when their fucking kid came out of the ball pit with a dirty diaper on their head, and it was like, oh fuck, and then they got rid of the ball pit, and they're like, oh yeah, Grimace is our new character.
And then
that's what you do when you come out of our shitty ball pits.
It was his 50th birthday. That's why he came out and threw the first pitch of the Mets game. But we move on. Next question. I'm gonna show a clip and then I'll ask the question.
And the Say Hey Kid is gone too soon. Willie Mays has passed away tonight at the age of 93. And the Say Hey Kid is gone.
Oh, sorry, I went out. Say Hey Kid passed away. Rest in peace, Billy Mays. And then we have a clip by was it Steve Levy? Steve Levy says too soon at the age of 93. No offense. I think to say too soon at the age of 93 is not words that you would use. That's
100%. No, 100% accurate. Too soon.
80,
too soon. It doesn't matter. You cannot be a legend and mean that much to a fucking game and it not be too. It will always be too soon. If Babe Ruth just died yesterday, it would be too soon. Because we don't have to see him every day. So it's like, oh fuck. Don't look at him in the eyes.
I'm gonna rewatch this later, but I'm pretty sure Rook called him Billy Mays, and that's a totally different guy.
I said Willie Mays.
I heard Billy.
I heard Billy Mays, and that's a totally different guy. That's the guy from the OxyClean.
OxyClean.
No, it's the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays.
You said Billy Mays.
I'm gonna watch this back.
You watch it back. I did not say Billy Mays. What do you think? You agree with me? You agree with TJ?
I'm 50-50 down the line. Like, you never want to hear that somebody passed away, but he lived a good life.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that, but too soon. My argument is the too soon reference is for somebody that meant so much to a game that we all grew up around. Even though we never actually physically got to see Willie Mays play, we know the impact he had on the game. So I feel like anytime a legend dies, dude, legends aren't supposed to die. So anytime a legend dies, it's too soon.
It's reserved for somebody who died before their time. If somebody's 93 and they die, you don't go, oh my God, from what? You're like, oh, they were 93. That's what from what?
Like Kobe Bryant.
That was way too soon. Way too soon.
That's a too soon.
If you're below the age of like 80 or 75, 80 years old, it's too soon.
But see, you're confusing too soon and tragic, like as if it's one. But like, I'll tell you right now, lose any loved one in your life, and you're not going to be sitting there like I wasn't ready. It's too soon.
Hold on. Any death is tragic.
Yeah,
but not every death is too soon.
That's not true at all. Every death is not tragic.
Yeah, it is. Tell it to the person that lost the person.
Yeah.
Really? When Aaron Hernandez hung himself in his jail cell, was that tragic? No, it was fucking funny. Okay, it was funny, and they had a fucking whole roast pretty much about it.
His baby mama was tragic. She's fucking brokenhearted about it.
Yeah, it was tragic that she lost her fucking meal ticket. That's about it.
Okay, it's still tragic.
Okay, when fucking Hitler bit the big one, probably not in World War II Germany, most likely in Argentina at the age of like 95, because we know that motherfucker got out. Okay, they did shows on that shit.
All right, well, let's move on.
That shit wasn't tragic.
We're moving on. Next question, number 3. Bill Belichick this week. This news came out that he has dated a 24-year-old girl. They started dating when she was about 20 or 21. He's 72, so he was in his 69. I think they met her when he met her.
That's actually how they met.
It's a 48-year difference, which is double her age. Creepy, not creepy.
It's always creepy.
Creepy.
It's legal, but it's creepy. That could be his great granddaughter.
Listen, everybody knows the deal. He might as well just come out and say, I like seeing young naked ladies do things to me, and I have money, so she does things to me. Like, that's literally what the fuck it is. Like, let's cut the shit. You're a fucking ride.
Except he Smith and her 90-something-year-old husband, right?
Yeah, dude, but that was a money deal. This is like just, this is for celebrity status. I mean, shit, she's hoping for whatever the fuck goes on in the NBA because what was it? Didn't James Harden's chick just catch a fucking bouquet at a wedding? And she also is the baby mama of some other NBA player who she was just dating. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But that's a whole nother discussion. But I honestly, dude, it's creepy to sit there and think about like, oh, this poor fucking girl. She doesn't enjoy any of what goes on at night.
She's not consistent. So we all agree it's creepy. Creepy 74-year-old should not be getting 24.
It's legal. I just want to point out though, it is legal. But
it's no, legal. And if I was a rich 74-year-old and I didn't have my beautiful wife, if she somehow left me, I mean, fucking look out, 22-year-olds.
Here's my question. Is it creepier than anything that Hugh Hefner did? I think so. I think so. Hugh Hefner was a handsome guy. Like,
it's just
that was part of his job. That was part of his job.
Let me get through. We're out of time. I have 2 more questions. Weather is heating up. It is summertime. Summer solstice started today. Officially the first day of summer. What do you guys prefer, beach or pool?
Ooh. Are we like, is it like local beach or like vacation beach? Like, are we talking about we're at a resort right now and I can either go to the beach or I can hang out at the pool?
No, I'm talking about like local, like you're going Jersey Shore or you're going to stay in like a friend's pool or your house pool, whatever.
Oh, yeah, then pool.
I don't know how to swim, so.
You know how to swim. You're on the swim team, remember?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Steve says you know how to swim.
Show me a picture of me swimming.
We'll find it. I'm with you.
I know how to swim, so I have no opinion on the matter.
I do like going to the beach. Beach is fun, but I hate all the sand.
I can't do a day. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked. I cannot do a day trip to the beach when I'm home local. If I'm on a cruise and it's like, hey, yeah, we're in Bermuda today. Like, yeah, I'm going to the fucking beach. 100%.
Like all inclusive when you have a little beach area next to your all inclusive.
Dude, even when I go to Myrtle, we got the resorts pool, which has a lazy river and slides and all that stuff. but we start at the beach because the main attraction is the beach, right? You go down south,
Yeah.
clean water, dolphins, instead of like fucking, some weird thing that's like, it's like, oh, fuck, shoot it in the, Hudson River, New York City inlet area. So it's nice to see water that's actually blue.
Yeah. I like my favorite New Jersey Shore beach is Ocean City. I don't know if you've ever been down there, but they're fun.
Yeah, right near Atlantic City. Absolutely.
Last question. Yeah. Last question. Hard Knocks, New York Giants will be in Hard Knocks. Not the regular Hard Knocks, the spring, no, not spring training, but the preseason. They're the off season. They created a third Hard Knocks where it's just off season. So it's draft, free agent signings, OTAs, and minicamp. I think it's getting too much. I don't know if that doesn't interest me at all. I don't like it. But what do you guys think?
Couldn't care less. Let them waste their time.
I think it sucks. Why do they do it? They try to bring us more content to the NFL, and obviously it's the summertime. But I think I'm not, even if it's the Giants, I'm still not tuning into this. I like the preseason.
Aaron Waller's ex-wife's not even going to be on it, so why do I care?
Yeah, I don't watch in season. I only watch the preseason one. I think that's the better of the Hard Knocks. That's the original one that they started with originally. I don't do the in season, and I'm definitely not doing this off season one. I think it sounds terrible. Well, that's my 5.
That's it.
That's all we got for this week. We'll catch you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We love you. Thanks for spending this time with us.